Hey everyone, it's Tobes, and welcome to your second monitor. Today for Midweek Magic, we have another Brawl Builder challenge. I like these challenges. They just mean build a Brawl deck using a commander from the most recent set, or at least they normally do. For some reason, even though we're in the middle of Avatar season, this week we're building Brawl decks based on Final Fantasy commanders. The Final Fantasy Brawl Builder Challenge is so exciting that this is the second time this year we've had it. It happened last time on June 24th, and I built Squall Seed Mercenary. So check out the video's description if you'd like to see that deck in action. I've had some fun playing it since then, but today we have a different White X deck. We are running Sid Timeless Artificer. So Sid Timeless Artificer is a 4/4 legendary human artificer for 2, a white, and a blue. Sid says artifact creatures and heroes you control each get +1/+1 for each artificer you control and each artificer card in your graveyard. And we can cycle Sid for 1 and a blue, so pay 1 and a blue while he's in our hand and discard him to draw a card. Not very useful when he's in the command zone, but a deck can have any number of cards named Sid Timeless Artificer, so we could build a deck with a whole bunch of extra Sids in it and cycle them and still get this effect while those cards are in the graveyard, which I guess seems pretty cool. And I originally thought that's what I was going to build. But it turns out Final Fantasy gave us a bunch of heroes, mostly in the form of tokens. But then the set after that gave us even more heroes. Just kidding, that was Edge of Eternities, a set that was fantastic. But we got even more heroes after that in the Spider-Man set, or for Arena, the Through the Omen Paths set. So heroes are pretty great. Artifact creatures, there's already an enormous amount of support for them. And in fact, we have plenty of artificers in Magic and on Arena as well. So as much as I wanted to build a look at all these Sids deck, I ended up building something that's more about artifact creatures and heroes. I have in this deck 38 cards that either are artifact creatures, make artifact creatures, are heroes, or make heroes, which I've just called beloved because they are beloved by our commander. So we have an awful lot of cards that do a lot of good things for us, and since our commander pumps all of those up for each artificer we have, and we're running 13 artificers including our commander, I figured let's go a little harder on the Anthems theme. So we have a bunch of ways to either put counters on all of our creatures or just give a solid static bonus to all of our creatures, in addition to having a bunch of artificers that our commander makes into additional anthems. I've also got a big theme of affinity. Some of it is actual affinity, like affinity for artifacts in the form of Thought Monitor or Thoughtcast, that sort of thing. Other cards in the section are just cards that really care about artifacts or artifact creatures, like Urza Prince of Krug is a double anthem for all of our artifact creatures. Kappa Cannoneer loves when our artifacts come in, that sort of thing. We have a little bit of recursion, evasion, that sort of thing. And then other than that, a lot of draw spells, ramp spells, removal, and a whole boatload of tokens to round out this pretty simple and pretty fun Azorius deck. So this deck list is linked in the video's description, along with that Squall deck list. And I encourage you to check it out, because even though it is on the expensive side in paper, not so much in Brawl. And if there are cards in this deck that you happen to say, I don't want to spend a rare or mythic wild card on that, you can just spend one more uncommon wild card and throw in an extra Sid. At the worst, that card is a 2-mana draw spell that gives you an anthem effect from the graveyard. Sid is just pretty powerful that way. Anyway, that is our deck list. Again, linked in the video's description, but let's get to our gameplay. All right, going into game 1, we are up against Mouse Stars with Tifa Lockhart. Tifa Lockhart, I don't see Sid get played in Standard. I do see Tifa, so don't love that, but we're going to see what we can get from her. We'll keep this because we can maybe counterspell Tifa, and that seems pretty good to me. We'll play out our Razortide Bridge. It is an indestructible artifact land in our colors. Not bad. Okay, we got a Gilded Goose. Mess with a honk, you get the bonk. And, oh, what do they have? Do they have a Mox? An ornithopter? Something? Okay, no idea. Well, we'll play the island and we'll pass. So this is Iron Spider, it looks like. Yep, there's Tifa, and here's our counterspell. They, of course, waited to play their land until after Tifa came out. Interestingly, because Tifa only gets an until end of turn bump, but Cabaret Courtyard, oh, maybe they just had a forest in hand. Maybe they were saving the courtyard for the next turn when she can actually use that power bump. Who knows? What we can do is... let's flash out our Battlethopter. I think that'll be good. Don't really need to block. We can just flash it out during their instep and then have it hanging out if we need it for later. Okay, they've got a Cultivate. Pretty okay. Making sure they have the ability to replay Tifa and also a land that they can play to trigger Tifa. But I imagine they want to hang on to it. Let's go ahead and play out Liberator. Seems okay. We'll play a Plains. We will Thopter Fabricator, which lets us pump up Liberator a little bit, and we'll just pass. We want to be able to double spell if we can, so we can get some Thopters of our own. But now Urza's Liberator is able to crew Thopter Fabricator, which is pretty okay for us. I think maybe this next turn we Riptide Gearhulk to tuck Tifa. I think that makes good sense. Let's go ahead and do that. We get a trigger on Liberator, tuck Tifa. So they're going to have to either recast her or... okay, yeah, back to the command zone. We will crew the Thopter Fabricator and we'll swing in for 7 in the air. Not bad. Okay, keep it going. Tifa's back. Wow. They won't go a turn without playing her. Feels like. Yeah. So we can play out a blue source. We'll play this Talisman. Get ourselves a Prowess trigger. And then I think we want to Physic. No, I think what we do is we crew the Thopter Fabricator first. Then we play our Iron Spider so we can put a counter on all of our things. Oh, I guess we do that later on. So let's attack for 10. Okay, they'll take the 10. All right. So now they have 6 mana. So it's possible that we're dead here. They've got Prismatic Vista, so Tifa's got 4 power if they crack the Vista. We'll see what they do with this. Yep, Tifa's at 4 power. And they gotta do 28 damage to us, because we will block with our little spider friend. But they do have 7 mana. Okay, Blizzard Brawl to kill off Physic. Physic can't really do anything right now. Tifa's power's 5. They have 6 mana. Can they quintuple Tifa's power? Oh, Splendid Wreck will do it for them. Yeah. Yeah, good game. That's a lot. Well, we did the best we could. We were able to take Tifa and... oh, sure. Yeah, that's necessary. Give him a nice. We were able to kill Tifa a couple of times, but they brought her back, and we are at -55. Good game, Mouse Stars. All right. Well, sometimes you go up against a card that gets played in Standard with your uncommon Artificer. That's fine. We will just keep it rolling. Going into game 2 here against Ultima, Origin of Oblivion, so a colorless deck. Find out what Ultima does in a moment. This gets us a Plains, so we do have 3 mana, and that's okay. We can stick with that. Ultima is 5 mana, makes a land only tap for colorless, and it doubles their colorless, so that's fine. Mox Opal, I like it. This next turn we can Clay-Fired Bricks, get ourselves a Plains. Friendly Teddy, it's a bear, of course. When it dies, we both draw a card. Play this Plains and a Clay-Fired Bricks. We will find another Plains. Gain 2. And we'll hold on to the Opal for now. Doesn't tap for mana anyway. They bounce their adventurers in, so they're going to gain even more life. Seems good. I really want Murata. Let's get her out then. We'll do this. We will play out our... If we play the Gadgeteer, it'll let us investigate if we play the Opal, which will turn on the Opal, which will let us play Murata. That sounds good. Plus this can block the Teddy Bear, which will let us maybe draw a card. Seems good. Alright, play the Mox Opal, trigger the Forensic Gadgeteer, make a clue. Now it's online, and we can play Murata using the Opal. And Murata is pretty good. This is Lady Octopus. When we draw our first and second card, it gets a counter, and then we can just put an artifact into play with mana value equal to or less than the counters. Matter Reshaper, when it dies, they maybe get something off the top of their library. Do we play Joyra's Familiar? I don't think so yet. We sure can play Kappa Cannoneer though, and that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do that. We will improvise. It's out. Pretty good. And let's pass. Kappa Cannoneer is so good because it triggers itself. It comes in as a 5/5 with Ward 4. Alright, we've got Ultima out, so their mana is doubled, but we can Swords of Plowshares that. And we probably ought to. Okay. Inventor's Fair. Let's play Joyra's Familiar to get a little bit of ramp, I suppose. Is that helpful? Or maybe we play Sid. Maybe Sid's the right choice. Let's get Sid out. At the very least, he can be a little bit of removal bait for our opponents. And we can still attack with Kappa Cannoneer, even though it is not unblockable. And maybe we'll be removing something of theirs when we do. Maybe they'll block with the Teddy. Oh, Matter Reshaper. Yeah, that's fine. They get something off the top of their library. It's Replicating Ring. That's pretty good. A little bit of ramp for them, so they can replay Ultima at some point. They basically encycle Ash Barrens, looking for a Wastes. Yep, into hand. Get the Replicating Ring trigger. They'll be able to get 8 more of these once this has 8 counters on it. I'm hoping the game will be over before then. We'll see. Wish we had a little bit more in the way of mana, but we will gain life off of our Inventor's Fair. Okay, we have some mana asked and answered. So let's play Joyra's Familiar, trigger the Cannoneer, investigate a little bit. And now our Talisman of Progress only costs 1, so we can get another trigger. Lots going on here. Seems good. We will get in for, looks like 14. They can block the Gadgeteer if they wish. Yeah, we're gonna trigger Murata to put Liberator into play. Make this a little bit stronger. Ooh, they've got a Liberator of their own. Nice. That's funny. But they still can't block this 13 damage. They crack their cave to go find a land. Alright, Cavern of Souls, seems fine. Alright, and we draw off the Teddy as well. So if we get a land... Nope, no land yet. That's okay. We can crack a clue, thanks to Forensic Gadgeteer giving us a discount on our activated abilities, and we have Talisman of Progress we can tap for mana. So that's not bad for us before we end our turn. The Iron Crag, sounds good. Iron Crag, however you want to pronounce it, from Wilds of Eldraine. Alright, we're gonna crack this clue. Get ourselves a Murata trigger, seems good. Gain a life. We can Thousand Moons Smithy. Get some more triggers on our Kappa Cannoneer. And make something quite big. Devourer of Destiny. Exile target permanent. That's one or more colors. Okay, so they take our Thousand Moon Smithy, but we still get our little gnome off of it. That's, I mean, it's not very little as a gnome. We'll go ahead and Thopter Fabricate here. Sure would be nice if we can get a couple more tokens into play, but that is okay. Let's go ahead and draw another card. It's a basic island. We will get a Thopter, which is going to make our Kappa Cannoneer just a little bit bigger, but not quite big enough, it looks like. Alright. Kappa Cannoneer. Oh yeah, I think we've got him. Attack in the air and unblockably. And I think that'll do it. Good game, Leonhardt. We got there. I think ultimately, Ultima getting slowed down by the Source of Plowshares was a big part of our victory there. But that Forensic Analyst and Kappa Cannoneer, an incredible team. All right, what is our little prize? It is a rare. That's great. That's some fun irony for us. Alrighty. Okay, going into game 3. We are up against Pab, and it's Tifa again. Okay. Well, that's fine. This is not terrific, but okay. We're gonna try it. Yeah, we'll try it. We get this Spider Woman in play. And that may slow our opponent down a little bit. We'll see. Oh, never mind. Pab doesn't want it. Good game, I guess. Technically a win. We take those. Our second prize is Crypt Collar Chariot. Oh, that one's fun. This actually, I think I killed people with this during the pre-release. That's fun. Alright. Technically game 3, that was fun. Now we go into game... Oh, okay. Well, game 4 against Ultima. So we've seen 2 different commanders so far. Let's see if we can make something happen with this. I'm not super confident about Maskwood Nexus in this deck, but we're going to try it. Stone of Eric. Okay, we've got a little bit of acceleration. We'll play a blue source. They've got a solar transformer. Wow. Play Mirrex, and here's an Arcane Signet. Virulent Silencer. Wow, we gotta block that. Here's a Forensic Gadgeteer to do so. And Spire of Industry. I do not want to have to deal with poison counters in this. Zenith Chronicler. When a player casts their first multicolored spell each turn... Oh yeah, so that's just gonna help them and not us. So we're gonna play the Mightstone and Weakstone. Get ourselves an artifact, a clue that is. And we're gonna kill the Silencer. Just so we don't have to worry about poison. And we'll pass. Do we want to pass? I think we want to crack our clue. We'll use our Power Stone mana to do it. Yeah, can't play that right now, but that's alright. This might be pretty sweet, though, against Ultima. So, if we've got... Alright, they've got their own Mightstone and Weakstone. Alright, seems good. So we lose our Gadgeteer? Yeah. That's fine. We'll play out an island. We'll play this to make everything enter tapped. Sure. Draw your card. We'll play Maskwood Nexus. See how this helps. If it even can. And then we Thoughtcast. Alright, that's not terrible. We'll pass. So Charge of the Mights, we can kill the Zenith Chronicler right now. We can also Mendicant Core, which is pretty alright. Ultima's here. We want to kill Ultima as soon as we can. So what's the best way to do that? Counterspell would have been a pretty good way. So can we get 3 more creatures out and cast Charge of the Mights? Not really. I guess we could, however. Let's spend 2 life on Phyrexian Metamorph. This way. To make a second Mightstone and Weakstone, we'll keep the new one. And we'll go ahead and kill Ultima in the process. That's okay. Then we... Mendicant Core. That seems fun. They can draw a card, sure. And we will swing in. We can Spire of Industry to AFCS them. If you haven't watched my videos before, AFCS is actual factual counterspell, which we will use right now. There we go. Yep, goodbye. And that's enough for him. Good game, Glavenus. So that is our second actual win. Third technical win. Pretty good. We have a little cosmetic prize here, and it is... Hey, it's Ty Lee, the mono red one. That's fun. Well, we could stop now, but why? Let's keep going. Didn't get to see much of the deck in that last game, but sometimes you just gotta deal with it. Game 5 against Drunken Superman running Absolute Virtue. Absolute Virtue is an absolute pain, and that will be fine. We can deal with an absolute pain. Can't be countered. They have protection from us. I don't love it. We'll start with our Verge. And maybe Clay-Fired Bricks? Maybe Makti and Itla? Makti and Itla seems fine. We'll do that. An evasive, you know, just a Wind Drake for 2 is pretty good. That also makes their stuff come in tapped. I don't mind that at all. Hey, we've got our AFCS again. Let's go ahead and attack. Much though I would love to run out Emery, I think Clay-Fired Bricks is probably better for us right now. Just build up our mana base. If not now, then next turn, so might as well go ahead. Alright, they got the Rizzler. That's annoying. Wow. Very nice. That makes me very sad. I had this during the Edge of Eternity's pre-release, and it's not bad there either. Well, okay. We're ready to counter something. I guess we're going to Emery for right now. Let's see what Emery will give us. Okay, Thought Monitor's fine. You can cast that at some point, eventually. We're not blocking the Rizzler right now. I think we're... Ooh, Obscura Polymorphist. Exile up to one, and we seek a creature card. Interesting. Okay. Well, we got our Iron Spider. It's fine. Wayfarer's Bauble. Not what I was hoping for. But we can take it. And... let's play the Wayfarer's Bauble. Let's crack the Bauble. Let's get ourselves another Plains so that we can play Anti-Venom soon enough, and we will pass with the counterspell up. Why would someone have a white and blue 5-drop that would be problematic? I can't imagine any such card. Yep, maybe I can. Can't handle that. That's rough. That's rough. It's funny. Yeah, let's do Anti-Venom. And we will return something from our graveyard to the battlefield. We could get Thought Monitor. We could sure get Urza as well, though. Do we like Urza? I think we get Thought Monitor and just draw some cards. That probably helps pretty nicely. Smothering Tithe is pretty fun. We'll see how well it does against another Azorius deck. Solitude to get rid of our Verilax. That's good. Seems fine. We'll go ahead and continue to be hit by the Rizzler. They're down to 1 mana. Ooh, but Jin-Gitaxias. I think we build to our future. Razortide Bridge. Iron Spider. And keep waiting. Threefold Thunderhulk is pretty cool. A little bit slow, but if we get 2 of them... Oh, Lauren, that's pretty good. To kill our Smothering... No, to kill our Iron Spider. We get to keep Smothering Tithe when they had Lauren in play? Wow. Or Lauren in their hand, I should say. Okay. No, we're going to keep taking the damage. We'll see what they want to do here. We've got 9 mana. We could Clayfire Bricks. With the 7 here, that's not terrible. Let's go ahead and try that. Craft this with our Wayfarer's Bauble. Just because interaction can't interact with that. Otherwise, I would be happy to cast Jin-Gitaxias or R3. Ooh, Floodpit's Drowner, sure. Taps one of our flyers, yep, so they can keep attacking with the Rizzler, and we can't block it and kill it. Seems fine. Displacer Kitten is really horrible for us. Against when they have a Solitude in play, good grief. And there's an Ossification. They flicker Solitude, get rid of our... Oh, flicker Lauren. Yeah, that's why. That's why they didn't hit the Smothering Tide the first, and they're still not going for it because they know that they can keep going. They get rid of Makti and Idla. Yep, there we go. But now we know they have no interaction in their hand, which means we can get out Jengataxius, but it may not help us. We're hurting a little bit. Play this Plains. We'll play out Jin. And let's go ahead and get the Guidelight Synergist out. At the very least, we get 2 of them. That's pretty good. If you haven't played with Jengataxius yet, it's the first artifact instant and sorcery, or rather, artifact instant or sorcery that you play, you get a copy of it, and the first artifact instant or sorcery that your opponent plays gets countered. So now we have blockers for the Riddler, if we can't get them to displace your kitten, their Solitude, or their Lauren. We'll see what they've got in hand. Eternal Wanderer is pretty good. Lets them Solitude our Jengataxius. Yep. Seems fine. And Eternal Wanderer... They can have us just keep our little 1/1 and we lose everything else. Whereas they keep their Riddler... I can't imagine they want to do that, though. But maybe they do. Yep. They want to just flicker... Lauren. That's fine. They can't attack in the air, at least. Lauren comes in, kills one of our flyers. Sure. We have our own Lauren, however. But nothing we can hit with it. None of these are artifacts or enchantments, sadly. We've got to do something, though. Well, we'll play Sid. See what they have to say about that. Sid seems pretty strong. We'll play this threefold Thunderhulk as well. It's pretty big. Comes in and makes several other things quite big. Let's go ahead and attack like this. This seems fun. But we can't attack the Eternal Wanderer except with one creature. The one creature we want to attack with is this Thought Monitor. So we lose... oh, they're just going to take the 15 in the air? Wow. Yeah, I don't know where this is going for them after this, but... Sid is helping out. And the fact that they aren't going to lose the Riddler means they're going to draw 2 cards, which means we are going to double Smothering Tithe our triggers. And that's pretty alright. I mean, 2 cards is much better than 2 treasures, but we take what we can get. Because they can wrath us with the Wanderer anytime they want. There we go. Yeah. Just go ahead and take it. They can give us, what? Yeah, one of those little guys. Seems good. We will replay Sid, because we can. And that at least gives us something. Lauren is an Artificer. Alright, they time twist their Riddler, so they can draw yet another card. 2 cards, that is. But that'll give us even more treasures, so I'm okay with that. I don't know how likely we are to win this one, but 6... We've got 11 mana, so we can play the Riptide Gear Hulk. I think we play Lauren first. We try to bait out their counterspell. Oh, no counterspell. Sounds good. We're going to get rid of their Ossification, so anything else they play is going to have to come in tapped. Now let's Riptide Gear Hulk. Do they counter this? No. The Riddler goes away. unless they have another flicker for it. They do. That's fine. We can at least attack down the Wanderer. So that now they can make a Samurai, or they can slow flicker something. We're doing okay with Smothering Tithe. And we can take a hit from the Riddler, and all their other stuff has to come in tapped. Maybe... I assume they... Ooh, Kappa Cannoneer is really gonna kill us. if we don't attack this next turn. They make a Samurai, I assume, or they're gonna flicker the Riddler? Flicker the Clone Crafter? It's still gonna come in tapped, though. Okay. They've got 2 mana up. We've got a demo field. We're gonna have to play Sid and hope for the best. We have some big stuff. We're gonna try and swing in, and maybe we'll get lucky. I mean, they are dead on board, but they have 2 mana up, and we're gonna see how it goes. We can tap Lauren and draw a card. Oh, maybe that's enough for him. Last chance. Good game, Drunken Superman. Can't believe we got there. That's great. All right. That was game 5, technically. And not bad. Let's keep going. I meant what I said in the deck tech, or the deck introduction, I should say, that you could definitely run this with multiple Sids, you know, in the 99. All right, game 6 up against T with Lightning Army of 1, which I believe is an equipment commander. Is that right? Just combat damage to a player until your next turn, double damage, and she's got first strike, or they've got first strike. Yeah. Yeah, let's keep this. Freya Crescent is definitely an equipment creature. A Rat Knight, I didn't even notice that. But it's a 1/1 flyer on their turn. And we can at least play Makti and Itla and maybe slow them down a touch. We'll play our island. I think we just wait. Let's just accelerate a little bit. I want to be able to Lauren whatever kind of malarkey they play in terms of equipment. There's lightning. No haste on lightning, though. Simulacrum Synthesizer is pretty nice. Let's play Atakar Wastes. We've got... We've got no way to do it the way I want to do it. That's okay. Makti and Itla it is. And we'll leave up Plane Cycling Angel of the Ruins. Maybe we'll get something good out of that. They choose to get rid of Makti and Itla. Okay. Celestial Armor is pretty good. It's going to make things hard for me. What are we taking? 7 here? We go to 16. And they do gain some life. Okay, well, we'll cycle the Angel, because we're not going to get up to that amount of mana. And I think we... Look at what we got here. Yeah, I think we just go for the Archive. And is it worth playing out the Archive? Probably. Okay. This is Penny. I think we can play Penny eventually. We're going to want to get rid of this Celestial Armor, however, first. Yeah, we're looking at going to 11 right now. We'll see what else they have to play. Penny's a 5-drop, so we can play Penny. Yeah, we're not gonna throw away Lauren. To go to 11. And they have... Is it removal for Lauren? Might be. Nope, lightning strike to us. Oh, because it's doubled. Wow. Burn. That's rough. This may not be great for us. Let's pump up Lauren. And let's attack with her. She's vigilant. We can trade her for this Adelbear if we need to. Or we can draw a card if she's let through. Yeah, she's let through. Great. Good trigger. All right, I don't know that we're going to win this one, but... Machinist's Arsenal, it makes them a hero that is very big because of its equipment. Or relatively big, I guess. They can attack with lightning if they want, but probably they just attack with Freya. Yep, we go to 4. We've got nothing that can block in the air, but we can draw some cards. Or a card. Okay, not so helpful. But we can path something. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's play out this Plains, just so we're able to path something. We've got 7 mana. What do we want to spend it on? Simulacrum Synthesizer. Let's scry a little. I don't need any more mana. Scour for Scrap is pretty nice. But are we willing to spend 4 mana on it right now? I don't think so. Instead, we're going to Clay-Fired Bricks. Get ourselves this extra piece of mana. Simulacrum Synthesizer only likes big artifacts. So we wait to get a big artifact. See what they've got for us here. Hopefully they cast a spell that we can... that costs more than it would cost for them to replay Lightning. Weapons Vendor. Beginning of your turn, if you control an equipment, you can pay 1 and attach it to a creature you control. That seems alright. So they can't replay Lightning this turn if we path them. What will they do here? Put it on Freya. Seems fine. Equips for 4, and they have to wait till their next combat to do that again. Yeah, we get rid of Freya. They don't have any flyers. We can do this for 7, I suppose. Let's go ahead and draw again. Thought Monitor is very nice for us. We will play out a blue source. Let's go ahead and play Thought Monitor. Trigger the Simulacrum Synthesizer and the Thought Monitor to draw some more cards. Thoughtcast is lovely right here. Ooh, and we found Scour for Scrap, amazingly. Let's go ahead and... let's Urza. Urza's a little more intimidating. And then we will Thoughtcast. Okay. Let's see if they're willing to trade for Penny. Just a chump, maybe? They have a little trick. We'll find out. Guess not. All right. We're not out of the woods yet. They've still got 5 times our life total and a way to make themselves quite big, but we have some quite big things too. Funny, Weapons Vendor really reads to me like a Fallout card. You know, visually. So next turn, I think we scour for scrap. And tutor for an artifact, maybe? We can also get back our Angel of the Ruins if we want. That's not terrible. Why did they pay to equip it when they could have equipped it with the Weapons Vendor? Don't know. Maybe they have a different equipment in hand that costs 3 that they want to spend the last one to Weapons Vendor onto Lightning? Who can know? Pain for all. Deals damage equal to its power to any other target. When it's dealt damage, deals that much damage to each opponent. Oh no! We're dead. That's the end of it for us. We are at 1. They are at 35. There's nothing we can do. This is good game. Anything we block with does at least 1 damage. Oh, and then other things have trample. Sure. Yep. Let's draw a card. If we had 1 more mana, we could Swords to Plowshares Lightning right now, and that would be the end for us, or end of this threat. But yeah, good game, T. Too bad, but still fun. All right, let's keep it rolling. Right. Going here into game 7 against Choco, Seeker of Paradise. All right. Got a Bant deck. We are doing fine here. Not a whole lot going on for us, but we can make something happen. Choco is it Bird Harmonicon? No, it's birds attack. Look at that many cards at the top of your library. Draw 1, basically. And then, oh wow. Ramp a lot. And then it is also a Chocobo. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll start off with the Temple of Enlightenment, Plains into Arcane Signet, Deserted Beach into the Synthesizer, probably. We'll see what they've got. Water Tribe. We out. Alright, Theros Walker, we're thinking about it. How many walkers are there from Theros? Gideon, of course, originally. Ashiok's not from Theros, neither is Elspeth. I guess Calyx is. Am I forgetting someone? Let me know in the comments if you know any other planeswalkers from Theros beyond Gideon and Calyx, in the sense that they were actually born on Theros, not that we just saw them for the first time in a Theros set. Because, like, what's his name? The Satyr Planeswalker. He doesn't come from Theros, I don't think. Alright, we start with our Temple of Enlightenment. And we can Station Monitor. Ooh, I like Station Monitor. Maybe we actually play that on turn 2. So that turn 3... No, that doesn't really help us. But interestingly, it's an Artificer. Even in Edge of Eternities. So Sid cares about him. Burgeoning. Wow. Okay. Well, here's a Plains. Burgeoning trigger. Gonna play our Arcane Signet. Farseek. So we've got a lot of land stuff happening, obviously. Farseek for a basic, okay. We can bounce Burgeoning if we want to. I don't want to yet. Synthesizer. A little scrying going on. That's 2 basics. Normally not great, but I think it's okay with me for right now. We'll play this Deserted Beach and pass. Next turn we've got 5 mana, and we can Station Monitor into Spider Bite. Ooh, Nature's Claim on our Synthesizer. Okay, seems fair. We're going to see if they drew a land. Nope, guess not. Station Monitor. Spider Bite. Get ourselves a drone. Spider Bite away the Burgeoning. They're going to have to replay it, which means they don't have access to green mana unless they have another forest in hand or something like it. Assuming they want to replay Burgeoning, because they haven't been getting a lot of value out of it past that first turn, which was still pretty good. Okay, Choco gets a trigger. That's fine. We can Sid. And we've got a bigger drone to swing in with. I don't know what would be good for us to get with War of Invention, but maybe that's the right choice. We can also make copies of the Station Monitor. Wouldn't be terrible. Utopia Sprawl gives them a little more ramp. They have to enchant their only forest with it, though. Jackdaw Savior. When it dies, or one of their other flyers dies, they bring something smaller back. Sure. They don't have Burgeoning anymore, so we've got a Plains. I feel like there's probably something good in here that we can get for 4 mana. Oh, you know what? This seems crazy, but let's see what it does for us. And we could have improvised this to have more, but I'm actually fine with it because now everything is huge. Since everything is a hero and everything is an artificer, everything is giving a bonus to everything else. And they can kill our Spider Bite or our Station Monitor, but we can just do a bunch of damage to them. Good game, Theros Walker. Yeah. My original plan for War of Invention was always Maskwood Nexus, but in the playing of this deck, we don't always get Sid out, as you've seen so far. Especially until like later in the game, although this was late in this game. So Maskwood Nexus making everything bigger with Sid out is pretty great, but is it worth 7 mana? Well, if we improvise our way into it, or if we just have the 7 like we did this time. Alright, we're going into game 8 against Rowdy Boy, who's playing Kefka. I don't know what Kefka's deal is. Kefka, each player discards a card, and then they draw. Oh, I don't like that. And then they're just drawing a lot of cards. That's mean. This is not my favorite hand. We can get a free mulligan. I don't love this, but I'll keep it. We've got the Battlethopter, we've got the Fringe Gadgeteer. We can always plane cycle the Angel of the Ruins. Plus 2 rocks. That's not bad. Ooh, Esper Sentinel. Might be good against this opponent. Who played a Wonder, or discarded a Wonder, I should say. Or surveilled a Wonder to the graveyard, so all their creatures have flying, since they control an island. How do we want to do this? We could surprise them with the Battlethopter, but that's not really going to help us yet. Let's play this Gadgeteer, I think. Maybe it will help us in other ways. So Tiny Bones, this one, whenever we discard, they get to play it during their turn. Okay. Prismari Command. Oh, wow. Well, it's not ideal for us. Let's play out this Signet. This Tiny Bones doesn't have Death Touch, but it's not like we're going to attack through it anyway. Black market connections, sure. Ooh. Let's crack this clue. Hope for a land. There it is. Let's play our Artificer, get ourselves another clue, and just pass. They don't need to know that we have Source of Plowshares available to us. They make a treasure. They play Kefka, I assume. They draw a card and make a treasure. Yep. Kefka enters or attacks. We have to discard something. We can do that. We will discard Angel of the Ruins. We're not going to get to it anytime soon, I think. You can do something with it if you wish. Good luck. We've got 1 mana left. What will they do? Lightning Bolt Artificer. Well, we're going to Source of Plowshares or Kefka. We can Metamorph to get our own black market connections, and that would be sweet. We can Guidelight Synergist to get a flyer that is going to be a 3/4, which is okay. I think maybe we hold off. Let's go ahead and crack this clue. Maybe we'll draw a land. Nope. If we Talisman, that's not helpful to us. Yeah, we'll pass. I want to be able to flash in Liberator. We need like 3 more mana in order to White Sun's Twilight, which would be nice. Ooh, Baleful Strix. Very nice. They've got a sad robot. I wish I had a sad robot. Tiny Bones swings in, but we can block, surprisingly. And we will, because this Tiny Bones doesn't have Death Touch. Gain a little life. Finally some land. Pretty nice. We are at 5 mana. Go down to 4. That's okay. Talisman of Progress. Make Liberator a little bit bigger. Guidelight Synergist. Make Liberator a little bit bigger. That's okay with me. We can't block the Strix without losing something of ours, but we'll see. We are at 6 mana, so we can definitely White Sun's Twilight. Okay. They're going to get rid of our 2 rocks. Oh no, our 2 creatures. Never mind. I want them to replay Kefka so I can White Sun's Twilight. We're still gaining life, though. I don't know that I want to play out any more creatures. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Voyager Quick Welder is pretty nice, but it is a creature. We've got 5 mana. Let's go ahead and sack another clue. Still not good enough. I think we Metamorph, and I'd rather not pay the life for it. Get another Talisman. Or we could have it get Angel of the Ruins. Ah, they counterspell it. Wow! We could have gotten a sad robot. We could have gotten the Strix. Strix is an artifact. Shame. Hopefully they play Kefka, though. And we get a mana source. Yeah, we're not going to get this Mechan Assembler anytime soon. You are welcome to it, opponent. Alright, we're going to take 9. Oof. Not doing great, but if we draw a land, things might be good for us. There it is. Let's go ahead and see if they're willing to block here. I assume they are. They may have another counterspell, and if they do, that's sad for us. But we're doing this. Is that the end of it for us? Do they have a counterspell? Planar Incision is not going to save them. It does force us to discard another card, but I don't mind that. They get to draw a little bit. But we do get a bunch of mites and life, to be honest. There it is. Guess they could have drawn themselves a counterspell. It's true. They've got a lot going on for them. Huge amount of cards in hand. Black Market Connections doing a good job. They could definitely recast their commander. Interesting. We've got a roaming throne. Choosing wizard, that's fair. Wizard class, alright, now their wizards are classy. Aclazotz, that's trouble. And Quint's Insight, wow. This is Shadow of the Goblin, I think. Alright, we've got 2 spells, so we're going to cast them. Let's go ahead and attack in. They've got a block. So they go to... Oh, they just gave up. They weren't dead. No, check it out. They're take 12, but they gain 4 from Aclazotz. So they would have been at 4, and they've got all these cards and all this mana. Did they just not look? Wow. Well, good game, Rowdy Boy. Thanks for playing. That was, that could have gone a lot worse for us. And I feel like that was 8 games. I feel like that's enough. I think we've seen this deck. Yeah. So that is Sid, Timeless Artificer, Brawl. Again, this deck list is linked in the video's description, as is the deck list for my Squall Seed Mercenary deck that I put out back in June, both of which are playable in the Brawl Builder Challenge this week. So I encourage you to come out and play it. Similarly, I encourage you to like and subscribe, ring the bell if you want to be alerted to the times when I post more videos. Check out my Avatar videos that are coming out every Thursday. And remember most of all that Magic is fun. You should play more Magic.